The study was conducted by the Breast Cancer Fund and the Silent Spring Institute. We wanted to find out if reducing people's exposure to food-based sources of BPA would have the same effect on their bodies and reduce BPA in their bodies. So we enlisted 5 families in the San Francisco Bay Area, and these were families of 4 with a mom, a dad, and 2 kids. And we selected families who were likely to have some exposure to BPA from the foods that they ate, either because they ate a lot of canned foods, drank canned sodas, or ate a lot of meals outside of the home.
Bisphenol A, also known as BPA, is a chemical used to make linings of food cans. It makes a protective barrier between the metal of the can and the food. The problem is that BPA leaches out of those linings, migrates into the food, and then gets into people. According to the Centers for Disease Control, 93% of Americans have detectable levels of BPA in their bodies. BPA is an endocrine disruptor, which means it disrupts delicate hormone systems. Laboratory studies suggest that BPA might play a role in breast cancer and also prostate cancer, infertility, early puberty, obesity, diabetes, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD.
When families were eating the foods that we provided, the BPA levels actually fell dramatically by an average of 60%. And then, when they went back to their normal diets, BPA levels went right back up. Very simply, these results show that people can dramatically decrease their BPA levels within their bodies through some very simple changes by lowering their consumption of food and beverage that comes from cans, and by some very simple changes in their kitchen habits. So, storing their food in stainless steel and glass containers, eating fresh foods, and not microwaving in plastics. And where possible, people should try not to eat out quite so much, especially if they usually go to restaurants where the food is not really fresh.
As consumers and voters, we have power. For example, when consumers rose up and demanded BPA-free baby bottles, the market responded, and then there were BPA-free baby bottles on the shelves. We can ask for the same kinds of changes with regard to food, and make a big change on our supermarket shelves and see BPA-free options there.
In the beginning of the study, when we were tested, having our normal diet, that our levels of BPA was actually higher than the national average.
Yeah.
And I tend to think, being pretty much the provider of our household, that I was aware of BPA, and I did my part, I thought, in trying to avoid the chemical from our children and ourselves. So the fact that our levels were higher than the national average still is disturbing to me. And then to see them drop so that they were almost non-existent, it was dramatic.
My mom's had breast cancer, and so my interest is to see what can we do for our family, but also for our kids and future generations on how can we reduce cancer overall in our society.
For me, the biggest thing is their children. And I've seen a huge increase in moms and dads just trying whatever they can to make their children chemical free.
I felt there was a dramatic change, knowing that in only 1 week's period of time that there was a significant reduction in the levels of BPA in our bodies.
A lot of moms found out about it because I was bringing special lunches to school for my kids, and I had these great stainless steel containers so that nothing was touching plastics. So everyone kind of found out about it, and then our kids were so proud of being part of the study that they were on play dates or different outings, and they would have to have a special snack. They had their stainless steel containers. They didn't have a regular water bottle. So the word got out fast that we were doing this study.
I feel that the more the word gets out, that people become aware and knowledgeable, that it's going to be a force on the industry that if they want to be competitive and being able to sell the products, they're going to have to start making a difference in how they contain the food. And then I think the next step is really trying to educate other people out there and kind of spread the word. I think then we all can somehow make a change in how our foods are packaged.
Okay, you guys want to help me undo the groceries? Yeah. How about you open the fridge, Julie, and I'll hand you stuff. Mark, is there enough room? Perfect. Thank you. You guys want to set the table now? Okay. Okay. There you go. And then you want to cut the tomato for me? Straight down through the middle. There you go. Cut them one more time in half. And then when you're ready, put them in the salad, okay, hon? Okay. It's time for dinner, everyone.
Okay.
Mark, you want some potatoes too?
You're welcome.
Since I'm gonna play Johnny Appleseed.
Oh, you played Johnny Appleseed.
Is it a game?
Uh-huh.
Oh, soccer shots was very good.
You like chicken? Oh, good. Good, Mark. Very healthy dinner, huh?
Mm-hmm.